All right, Michael, we're going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, AFTERBUZZers, we're here for Project Runway, season 16, the finale, part 1. We got to find out who went to Fashion Week and who went home. Stick around and we'll tell you all the little details and find out what everyone thinks about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome. Only one more week left.
Oh my gosh, it's getting so intense.
I know.
Yeah.
I dressed up for the show tonight. I wore my Band-Aid.
In honor of Tim.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
I just pulled it out of my bag. I had no idea it matched my jacket.
Oh my
so
Color coordinating.
Accessorizing.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
A little rough and tumble, you know how I am. Well, let's start down at the end of the panel. We have the lovely Mayte Carrillo.
Yay.
Tell them where they can find you on the internet.
Yes, hey everyone, my name is Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _, and we have a live chat going on right now as well. So if you guys have any questions, input, let us know.
Hey guys, Michelle Uberreste here. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste, and my website is michelleUberreste.com.
Oh.
And I'm Hanna B. You can find me at Hanna B Tucker.
And I'm Michael Shirley. You can find me at Michael X Shirley on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry about my awkward intro. This episode really kind of threw me for a loop.
feels
I'm still
all
kind of
off.
off. I feel off.
I do
I do.
I don't
And
know.
the time zone change, I'm like, what is going on? I'm from Arizona, guys, so I'm not
Oh
used to
my
this stuff.
gosh. Yeah, so when we started today, they said 3 of the 5 designers were guaranteed to move on to Fashion Week, and they were giving them all $10,000 to create 10 looks. And from those 10 looks, they were going to present 2 looks to the judges for preview to decide who would go to the competition and compete. So basically, Tim goes tumbling down a flight of stairs, then gets on a plane and heads to Ayanna's house.
Yep.
And we find out that her apartment was flooded when she was on the show, so she gets to come back to that big old mess and try to put something together. And she seemed really kind of shaken.
Yeah, she
where
was.
she hasn't really seemed like that very often in the season. What did you guys think about? Well, this is more a question for you, Michelle. What would you feel like if you had come home and done that? Do you think you would have been able to push that away, or do you think that would have really laid on you?
Well, I think it wasn't just the emotional response of that, but how long did it take her to get her apartment cleaned up, and how much work did she have to put into that she was having to take away from her collection. And also, it's just weird when you're on the show, you're kind of ripped out of your life, placed in this other fake life where you instantly make friends you know, with the designers and stuff, and then all of a sudden you go home and you're back in your life again, dealing with real life problems, you have to do your own grocery shopping and everything again. But I think it's just she wanted it so bad, and
I feel like they all wanted it so
They do,
bad. I
but,
mean, I think
yeah,
Brandon
that's
knew he
true.
didn't have anything to worry about.
sure,
I think so, too.
But I think she really held herself up to this standard, and she wanted to kind of improve herself, and we kind of see that consistently through the season. And just something like that kind of puts you at a disadvantage for everyone else. You're losing time, you're losing
True.
yeah
And she feels so strongly about her vision as well. And I feel like that adds a lot of pressure onto it too, because she's I want to stick to being modest, and I want to make sure that it comes out hip and cool and something that anybody can wear. So on top of everything going on, that added pressure, and then the finale, it's just, I felt so bad for her, but I was glad to see the looks that she pulled out, because I think they could have been worse. And there was a few pieces there that I was okay, those are pretty good. It's something different I haven't seen from her before. So
How long do they get for the 10 looks? Did you
I don't know. They didn't say.
no,
because when Tim's visiting her,
At least 2 weeks by what she said about she had to make.
right, but
12
that's what I'm
or 10
wondering. Did
looks and
she
12.
lose all that time, and then she's I have to make a look a day? So you're coming off of the
she did say
show,
that.
doing a challenge every single day, going home, not getting any rest, and then I don't think that's enough time to do a collection.
You know, I don't know, but I would assume they probably give them like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Once
I thought it used
at
to be
tops.
6 weeks, but
I don't know.
Well, that's
like
a long
if
time.
she was basically like, I have to do a look a day, so she had like 10 days or something.
We also know from what they were saying that the show was already airing when that happened because she's like, I've got so much support from my fans. Blah, blah, blah. So
Very true.
I don't know, but I wasn't a huge fan, but we'll get to the looks in a
Get to that
minute.
later.
What? No, I'm kidding.
Well, after that, Tim stopped by Kenya's house and got to have dinner with her family, who was like super fun, full of energy. And we got to look at her Sea and Sand inspired collection, which definitely felt like starfish, seashells,
It did.
shore,
Under the sea.
seaside,
Detailing
under the
was-
sea.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that cutout like pattern she had, that
Really?
kind of
I loved
bubbles.
it.
You liked
Yeah,
it?
I did. Yeah.
Like the beading? You're talking about the
No, the
fabric.
fabric,
Oh,
the
okay.
cutout
Oh,
fabric
okay,
with like the
okay.
little.
It looked like Ayanna's
circles.
first jacket she started making.
Maybe it was the fabric. It just looked the circles didn't look crisp enough to me. It looked maybe like I could have wondered if she cut those out herself, which I doubt she did.
Maybe. I really didn't
don't
mind
know.
that look, but I think that she actually. Do you guys think it would have helped her if she kept the old looks, like the ones that you don't like? But I feel like it might have, because I think the issue was they didn't like, it was a cohesiveness, right? And then they also didn't like the coverings that she put on both of her models. But I actually, now that I think about it, I think that would have helped her a little bit if she kept her old pieces.
If I were her, I probably would have shown like the keyhole one.
Yeah, that's like her signature.
With the like little bow tie. I probably
Yeah.
would have shown
Yeah,
that for the preview.
that was way better than the little black dress with the cover up.
And I would
It
have
was too
showed
weird.
the beaded trench coat one.
Yeah.
Like those showed sophistication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll get to the look in a minute. But hers really didn't deliver for anyone tonight.
Sadly.
So next up we have Kintaro, who is a pretty funny home visit.
Gosh.
His collection
Best
was
home visit ever.
classical,
Oh my god.
inspired by classical music, and I felt like we could really see that. You know, the judges really didn't get to see it, and they were kind of like, what is
But
your
when they
collection
asked
be
him
like?
to explain his inspiration, he didn't say that at all.
He
he
didn't do well with his words today. Like especially
Yeah.
when he said like I'm ready but I'm not.
Yeah.
I think
He's just
Heidi
being
honest.
Well, I think Heidi misinterpreted
I think
that
so,
a
too.
little bit. I think
Yeah.
like he thought he was ready until they kind of ripped him a new one about that outfit, and then he's like, "Well, now I'm ready, but now I've got a little more work to do." I think.
Yeah.
is
But
what
I
he
think it
meant.
came across as insecurity. He's very, like, kind of has a jittery personality.
And also,
and
English isn't his
yeah.
first language,
Right.
So he might say something that we would interpret a little differently.
Yeah.
But he didn't
It
seem
means
confident
different.
to me. He's kind of like, I don't know.
Well, he's never been
He's
very
never-
bold,
Right, I guess.
you know.
But you have to do that to sell it.
But I
you know?
definitely saw that in the colors. I felt like classical music, and in the cuts, like the pleating he had in different things. Like, could definitely see that. But like I said, we got to see more of the full collection
And to be
than the judges
honest,
did.
to be honest too, like I felt like the judges just weren't giving him the clarity that he wanted, just because they were like, well, you have to remember this is like New York and street style, and it's like, how do you combine both, like New York street versus what you're showing?
That was,
Like, it's just-
yeah, they said that to Margarita, which
And
I thought was
Margarita,
kind of
yeah.
strange.
Yeah, it was her that they said it, but then it can
yeah.
also it can be applied to him as well, because it's like, I don't know, it was just so confusing, everything that they were just critiquing him for.
Well, when asked about, well, he also played a little song for Tim Gunn.
Oh, right.
Which when he was playing it, I was kind of like, what? It sounded like some
It was
keys were like wrong
they
keys were hit in the
clashing
song. Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
harmonizing.
But when he
But then-
when he
but then he
explained it,
explains it.
yeah, Tim
Like,
asked him
oh.
what inspired the song, and he said that he found a dead cat. Like, no joke, you can't like make this up.
I
Like
know.
he
No.
found a dead cat, buried it, and after he buried it, he put his ear to the ground and what he heard was that song that he played for Tim.
This is like a
That
true
is so
artist.
weird.
Yeah, I really like.
Nina has no idea the depth of like the
No.
conceptualism in this,
No,
but she
I
sure
will
sniffed it
really
out.
respect-
I wish he would have said this stuff on the runway because I feel like that would have been so much more
I think that might have hurt his
Interesting
chances.
I don't think so.
I think
Really?
Nina and Heidi might have been like,
I think so too. I think they would have been like creeped out. Like,
yeah, like
"This
no,
is
I
what
don't
you
want
came
to
up
see
with?"
a dead cat
Yeah.
collection.
That's
yeah.
probably true, but I just think it shows character, and I think it makes him interesting.
He is definitely
it is
very
interesting.
interesting.
And he's so funny too. Like we don't get to see that on the runway. Like it's just so
No.
serious. and,
Sometimes
like,
I wonder if he's like seriously like everything he says is a joke. Like the dead cat thing. Like did he come up?
You don't
with
wanna
it?
tell him
He's
kind of
serious.
in on it. I
Yeah.
think he's in on it.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
bit, a little bit.
he's sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He seems like a fun guy. So for Margarita's home visit, Tim Gunn went all the way to Puerto Rico, and it's such a beautiful town and part of the city that she was living in. You got to meet her parents, and man, did she look like her mama. I really thought she looked
Did
like her mom.
I didn't think so.
No.
Sorry. No, but her parents were so cute though. You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
tell they,
very
like, love
sweet. I
her
like that
and,
story
you know.
they told about her trying and then waiting
I love that.
9
That's
years.
Awesome.
So that's a long time.
It's a
Yeah.
long time. Oh my gosh.
And we got to see her Puerto Rican inspired collection, which had bits of like couch and like
Yeah. I'm not
suave
gonna lie,
silks
like,
and
Yeah, usually I don't go for like a ton of color. It's like overwhelming for me when I see a ton of textures and patterns all put together, but seeing that, you know, or where she's from, there's just colors everywhere and it's gorgeous, and it kind of gave me a newfound respect for, you know, where she's coming from and what she's creating as well, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I definitely think she captured the vibe of the city. It's like
She did.
so fun and vibrant.
But I mean, well, I'll get into it. I know I'm reading like your face, but I know what you're about to say, and I have something to say on that too. When we get into the
when
looks.
we get into that.
Yes.
well, I don't know. The print was like all the prints were like super 80s, which only thing I really like from the 1980s is like punk rock and punk rock fashion, punk rock music. I'm just not an 80s person, but
Same.
I didn't really. I didn't like when I first saw it like on the mannequin or whatever. I didn't really like it, but when I did see the bell bottoms and the little halter top on the model, I did like it, and it did seem kind of like 70s with the pants, 80s with the color, like 90s with the
90s,
cuts.
yeah.
Like
It was her parents' couch, right? Like the inspiration.
Inspired by it.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
similar. Like
Okay.
she made a pattern based on that.
Okay.
And then finally we get a home visit for Brandon. We get to meet his girlfriend, which we
met the
found out they
wifey.
met in
In like sewing
yeah,
class or
in sewing
something?
school or whatever, which is really cute. And she's like thinks he's super slutty designer.
Where did that come from?
I
I'm so
know.
glad
She
Tim
was
asked
like-
the question too. He was like, "Where is the like you
Oh, the
know the
skin.
skin, the
It's like,
sexiness?"
well, there's a forearm over here.
There's like a little midriff, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That sexy?
We made
Oh,
it sound
no, I
like
thought
she
it
was
was
a
fine.
modest designer as well, more by like just interest, not
Yeah, maybe
not so much
interest.
by like choice. You know, she just really
Totally.
liked.
She has like dyed colored hair and like
Yeah, she seems like she's like trendy and
trendy and
a
out of
little
the
edgy,
box.
maybe.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know.
She likes the covered
I
up
wanna see
look,
her
though.
designs.
Yeah, she had a big,
See
huge
it.
coat on too. That
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought it would be cold.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
okay.
I guess you would describe his collection as upholstery inspired.
Yeah.
Then he
Is that what he said? Yep.
He found his main fabrics from home furnishing fabrics for
Home
like couches
furnishing, yeah.
and which is we
Why?
get this
yeah, why?
pink flamingo collage.
Unexpected, for sure.
Definitely unexpected.
Yeah, I like the fact that he did kind of stick with just like maybe like 4 or 5 fabrics for the entire collection.
do
I
like that.
like that when it feels. I like that. I
It
don't
feels
know.
repetitive. to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I like
they're
dyed to match
showing-
stuff, so I think that's fine.
But a whole collection, like, there's nothing to
the
change
print,
it up with.
I don't know if I'd have chosen that flamingo
really?
print,
Yeah.
but
I would not have.
Very color coordinated too.
I like that. Like, looking at the rack, I was like, oh, there's something I like about the cohesiveness. But I feel like it was a fresh take on, like, the same thing. Like, fresh take meaning, like,
Same
we never expect him to
silhouettes.
use that
Yeah.
fabric, but same silhouettes. And, like, we haven't seen a pant like that from him, you know, that he showed on the runway. Things like that.
Really? I'm pretty sure you did a paper bag pant before, yeah.
is there a good comment in the chat?
Yes. Meg says, of course he's covering up skin. Brandon likes to hide his model's body to hide the fact that he doesn't know how to properly tailor his outfits.
Oh.
I think that's partially
darn.
true.
Jab.
I think
I know,
it is partially
right?
Yeah.
true. He's not
Wow.
using
I do
all the
agree.
curves. Yeah.
I do agree. I mean, that's like what we saw in his menswear too. Like when they would show pictures of his menswear, that's like. So it's just
It's his style, but I think it's his handicap too.
a little
Yeah.
bit. Mm-hmm.
Well, now that we're done with the home visits, I'm gonna take this off. 'Cause, you know, Tim got better over the course of the
That was a
episode.
Yeah,
big
you did.
bandage
Good
on
job.
his
That was a
head.
very big
I
bandage. It
felt
had
bad for him.
like a cotton ball
Like
underneath it.
stitches and everything.
So then we get the runway show, and first up we have Brandon, which his two looks, I don't know. For the first look, I really, really, really liked the idea of the pant. That like it was just a different kind of silhouette. It does look kind of like a baby diaper from like the Victorian era. But I did like that idea, and I agreed with the judges. It was totally a throwaway top. I don't even really know how to describe this outfit as maybe a two-piece
a diaper.
suit for the spring.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the second look, we get a leather crop top and all that great flamingo fabric and a backpack, which I'm guessing is from the JCPenney wall.
Oh.
I know. The second look very much felt like him, very Brandon, and I don't know. I would have said you're going to Fashion Week. I want to see it.
I would not have sent him to Fashion Week based on
You wouldn't
his-
have?
No.
I love the fact that Ayanna was like, the judges have only been giving him positive critique. He needs something like negative. And I was like, yeah, they're okay, like this is foreshadow. They're going to tell him something negative to work on. No, we didn't get anything.
no.
It's like only positive. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I do want to I'm interested, but come on, I need something a little bit fresher, a little bit newer.
I feel like I already know what he's gonna come up with.
Yeah,
like,
I want to be
just-
surprised a little
It's,
bit.
I've seen
I need
it.
a wow factor.
Like I thought this would be a great opportunity to have a wow factor.
Yeah.
Knowing that he has such a like more than 1 or 2 days to work on like an outfit, but this just is like okay, it's the same thing. You
Do
know?
you think he was
And
trying to do
just-
that with his fabric, maybe?
Yeah, he was trying, but
Trying.
to me, it's just like when I looked at the rack, I
Michelle.
just saw 10 of the exact same looks. They're all the same fabric, and it's just like if I was shopping his brand, you know, for what I'm gonna wear this season, it would be all flamingos. There's flamingos on every single piece, and I don't feel like there's enough differentiation.
Yeah, that's such a good point because even like when you go shopping, you don't want to like grab a piece that you know somebody else is gonna
The
wear.
good thing about this, oh well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's gonna be wearing
Like-
the flamingo.
Yeah.
Like if I'm wearing a top with a flamingo, I don't want to see you running
Right.
around the street with
Flamingo.
like
Right.
flamingo pants.
Well, you won't. But
Okay. You won't see me either.
I think
but
the good thing about this though is depending on your shape, your size, you can kind of mix and match everything. So
That's
you can
true.
pick
It
what
is
you
very-
want and
yeah.
have it in your cut.
But it's
And-
very matchy. Like I don't want to wear a flamingo jacket and a flamingo crop top under it and flamingo pants.
and flamingo shoes. No, I'm kidding.
Seriously.
See, I'm the type of person that, well, not the flamingo,
I
but
could
I
see you in a
love,
flamingo
I love,
suit.
stop it. I
can
love,
too.
I love matchy stuff, not that fabric. I would
Okay.
never wear anything in that
Yeah.
fabric, but
I agree.
I don't know. I gave this little preview 3 stars. It was like, it was Brandon's, what I thought.
Yeah.
Go to Fashion Week. Let's see it all again.
I gave 3 as well. It's like, okay, yep, been there, saw it.
All right,
see it
you
again.
tell us the
It's
truth
good,
now,
but
Michelle.
I gave it a 1.5. I just
Oh.
think
All right, if you had to do 1 or 2, what would you give it?
I gave it a 1 at first.
Okay, well then we
and then
got
she's
that
like
answer.
maybe a half.
Because I think it's like the second look is better to me. The first look is just like total trash. Like I don't like anything about it. It's not flattering for anybody. I hate those paper bag pants. Second look, I see more Brandon. It looks cleaner to me. I get the shirt tails and everything, but it's just like I would not send him to Fashion Week based on these two looks.
Well, I can't even think about whether to send him or not send him because I know it was like a done deal that he was going to go to Fashion Week.
Yeah.
But
So,
if you're a judge.
But if I'm a judge,
You're picking 3.
Gosh.
Would he be one of the 3? I mean, I know we got 4 that went on, but
Jesus. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, I think I just like, because it's, I don't know, maybe it's because it's something different than any of the other 4 contestants. So, of course, you want to see variety.
Yeah.
So, that's why I feel like I would send him to Fashion Week. But in total, I gave him 2 stars.
Okay.
But to be honest, a lot of the collections were pretty dismal too.
Oh,
So
I'm with you
comparatively,
there.
yeah.
Next up, we got a spicier look with just as much color and pattern, if not more. We've got Margaritas Looks. I thought the shape of the first outfit was really fun, and I like the styling with the sunglasses, and I thought it did look very luxurious, like it just got off of like a nice yacht going somewhere. But the second look was so strange. The bomber was just bad 80s for me, and the pants and the bodysuit were it just kind of looked all just wadded up.
Again, I hate those paper bag pants shorts.
Well, kind of just
Are
like,
they shorts?
They are.
The ones on the right
Yeah,
are
they're
shorts.
shorts.
you just lose the outfit. It's like, where did it go? I don't know. I just see.
It looked like a bathing suit. The top looks
did
like a
look like a
bathing suit
bathing
up
suit.
close.
It's a bodysuit.
It's
Yeah,
the same
I do want.
thing.
I know.
And I liked it when
It's a different material, right? Just a different
Sometimes.
material.
Pretty much.
Bathing suits usually have like lining and stuff, but
It's whatever you
It's the same
want to
thing.
say it is when you're
Yeah.
walking around in it.
Okay.
I kind of liked it when she had just the model and the bodysuit and the jacket. I thought that was like sassy, and then she added these like
Yeah.
weird
Sassy.
diaper paper bag shorts, and I don't like them.
I don't like the shorts either.
Yeah, we got a lot of diaper midriff
Diaper action.
today.
It's like the new trend.
Yeah.
Like
Who
diaper.
started the diaper? I think it was Brandon. I mean, here, like in Project Runway.
yeah.
And then everybody else kind of just like, I should probably do that too. Or,
Like,
I don't
hi,
know.
I don't know how to make a pant, so I'll make a drop crotch, diaper.
Well,
pant.
when you have the judges telling, Brandon that they love this so much, of course they're going to be like, let me try and do it as well. But
very pilgrim feel to that cut. I don't know. Yeah, I pretty much said all I think about it. What do you think about the outfit?
I gave it a 3. Like overall, with Margarita, I think like I love how she's representing her country and where she's from, but I really want to see.
It's the United States.
I mean,
but there's a
Jeez,
the
Michelle.
culture of where she's from.
I know,
But I want to see her put a twist and make it hers. Like I want to
That's-
see
yeah.
an element of like she has transformed, like where she's from, to like.
Well, they were
Margarita.
telling her they want to see like her in like New York cool.
That would be.
But
well, it's New
I
York
think
Fashion
that's
Week, of
such a
course.
cop out. Everybody shows all kinds of stuff at New York Fashion Week.
Yeah,
you
I was a
know?
little
like
put off by that comment.
it has
a
to
little
be
bit.
New Yorky. Like what? No.
yeah, and you're representing JCPenney as well. Like, how is
Well,
this going in contrast with, like, being high fashion New York or, like, street style New York? Like, it's just their criticism and their guidance is all over the place.
Yeah.
So
I think
it
it
doesn't
was
give
more like her way of saying no one at New York Fashion Week is gonna like this.
I mean, maybe.
I don't kn- honestly like. They love color. They love fun, and so this is that.
Well, they pushed her on in the next rounds. They do have faith in the collection, but I think they want to see her change it up a little bit.
She has to incorporate her, like, I don't know, like, give it that spice. Like,
That margarita.
that margarita,
yeah.
that tone that's just like, that's margarita, as opposed to being like, well, this is resort, this reminds me of Miami vibes, like, this is very tropical, like, we get it, like, that's exactly what you're doing, but there has to be something
Maybe
that
it's just because
represents
we didn't
her.
see a ton of like print from her in the show. Maybe this is why it's
I
seeming
think
kind of off
that
to you.
flair is still there though. That flavor,
Yeah.
And that first look with the pants is so cool because she balanced it with that navy top, the solid, and then I think with the sunglasses and stuff, it made it cool to me.
It made it more Miami and resort to me.
It is,
wearing
but I mean,
sunglasses.
I feel like I don't know.
I mean,
I get that too, but
like it's spring summer, right? They're doing spring summer looks for New York. That's what it is. So like I get the color.
Is it?
But
No, fall. I think it's fall.
Is it fall? Okay. Well, either way, I do see this more at Miami Fashion Week than
Or
New
is
York
it spring?
Fashion
I
Week.
don't know.
Well, I gave it 2 stars. Not really. I really liked that first look, but I just didn't like the other one so much that it kind of like pulled away from me. I probably would have given it 4 if we'd have just gotten the first one. What about the 2 of you down there?
I gave this a 3 stars. I like the pants. I like the first outfit. I love where she was headed with it, but I'm not a fan of the second look.
No, I think we're all in agreement.
I was about a 3 too. This is not my cup of tea for sure, but I have to see the
You don't like
validity.
bright colors?
I don't even get it, to be honest. Like, but I try to appreciate where the artist is coming from. So, and I definitely see that. I see her personality in this, and I think like when people, fashionistas are into bold and colors and exciting. They want to stand out. So this is that.
I want to see you in that top on the right.
I have to say, Alexisa796 says, I think Margarita always has issues translating her designs and ideas onto the runway. So,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd say that, but yeah, she got through on to Fashion Week, so
She did.
that's
Let's
all
see
anybody
what's
wanted.
coming.
Yeah. Next up, we have got Kenya, and oh gosh, y'all, I was so let down by this.
Me
look.
too.
Yeah.
The first one, it just looked so dingy, and then the second one, those boobs, like it was like
that's all you can
Needed some
stare
support.
at.
yeah, it was really weird. The cover-ups were really weird. Like, I feel like when she took that off of the black dress on the right, like when she took that off, you could see everything wrong with that dress, like how it didn't, like all the places it didn't fit her perfectly. And I don't know, it just felt so old. So
A little bit.
old.
I like the cover up on the first look though. I will say
I do
that.
too.
And
I do
then
too.
when
Would
they took
you
it off the
actually
second
wear
one-
it? I mean, like,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
I would wear
Really?
it. Mm-hmm.
I'd wear that outfit.
Would you wear it, Michelle?
If it was darker, I'd totally wear it.
It was black.
Yeah, if it was black.
Not
That
black.
doesn't have to be black, but I don't really wear like peach or pink. Or,
Right.
I thought it was cool. It's simple, but like I don't know. There's something cool in the simplicity of it and the textures of the fabric that she chose. But I really don't care for the black dress at all. It just feels dated and like matronly kind of. And the cover-up was worse. I mean, the cover-up was cool. I wish she would have paired it with something cooler. It didn't go with the dress at all.
I think we all thought that she did not pick her best pieces to preview. I said to you guys earlier, I wish she'd have picked that like keyhole dress with the little built-in bow tie and the trench coat with all the beads. I mean, that looked like a lot of work. And this just doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
wouldn't you want to put that stand out?
It's not
like,
intriguing.
it's literally a tube top and like a cigarette pant.
Yeah, if you take the
Well, not
cover, like when I think Heidi was the one that says like, can you just take the cover off?
Yeah.
And it just looked like a dress, a pants, and like a little crop.
Yeah, and
And
I thought
it's very simple.
I thought the model on the left, the first look, looked good without the cover up, and I thought it was fun, but it wasn't very Kenya, without something more.
I think the pants were, but the
pants were her, but the tube
The
top
top's just
without.
nothing,
I feel like there needs to be something on the shoulder or like some puffy,
Little flare.
yeah,
Little
something.
Kenya.
Yeah, and she was always so great with color throughout this competition, picking such
you're right.
pretty rich like jewel tones like rubies and
that
emeralds
blue with
and,
the
Yeah, that
Very
was
yeah,
golden.
and this just seemed
It felt like she was probably making this for someone else and not for herself.
She always has like a girl in mind.
yeah. What's
Like
her
a
name? I
story.
forget what her name is.
No, which is
Oh.
it's good to have that, but I mean, like, this is not Kenya.
Well, that girl changed her look up. Because this, unfortunately, did not get her to Fashion Week. She was the one axed this week, you guys.
Sad.
What a challenge.
Kind of rough for me and Mayte, because we were rooting for her from the
Day
beginning.
one.
But
R.I.P.
This was my least favorite preview. Was my least favorite preview. I gave this 0 stars.
You gave it 0?
Oh my God,
Has that ever
That's
has it ever happened before?
Yeah, I've
with
given
you?
I've given 0 stars
Okay.
before.
Well, I did give her 3 because I thought it was pretty with the detailing, and I would totally wear the first outfit, but the second one kind of lost me.
Yeah, I gave her a 3 too. I it's just so sad. Like, I like the cover up. I think it's mostly because it's something that I would wear. And then the cover ups just differently for different outfit is something that I would take out and put in something else. And it's, yeah.
Michelle?
I gave it a 2.
You guys are a lot nicer than I.
Well, the pants, I really like the pants, and I actually like the little tube top too. And I like the
For me, that's just something she could have made in
it
like
is,
2
but
hours.
I like all of those pieces, and I think they're well made. I don't think they're worth a 0.
All right,
but it's just
fine.
a little
Half a
basic,
star.
and it's a little boring, and yeah,
You can't do that.
it's worth something, right?
I wasn't really wowed by her collection. It just felt a little too old for me, just in general. But I did think she had better pieces than that she could have chosen for the
But
preview.
that could be her demographic. I feel like this whole competition kind of skews.
I think
to
her
an older
demographic
client.
is more full-figured, like more
Older.
about body.
I think that's part of it. But I
Bust,
think it's an
but-
older clientele. Not
Yeah.
old, but like
40s.
just not. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure,
Businesswoman.
I can see your stuff on clothing racks. Like, it's definitely wearable. So that's always a good thing.
What store?
Like an Ann Taylor.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
I can see this. No, because it is. It's for like.
So you think she should be
elderly-
like the lead designer for Ann Taylor?
Yeah.
She could probably.
Ann Taylor Loft.
Yes, she can probably, or black and white. I don't know, but she can definitely like bring up the game just by
Totally.
doing something there. A lot of her pieces though, like in the challenges, they were very like business material, and she's just she's a good sewer. So
Yeah.
It's all very young grandma for me. But next up, we have got Kintaro, which I would say this was my favorite of the 2. I mean, this was my favorite preview, but I did not like the first one. It felt like he did a Brandon outfit and then was like, I gotta do something me. So he did like that little funny
oh,
He always
like
has like a
puffy
little
thing.
tutu
Yeah.
some sort thrown in there.
Yeah, like the asymmetrical puff.
I wrote it's like a pimple sticking out.
Oh my gosh.
Marshmallow.
Oh yeah,
He
we
looks
can
like
go
a
nicer
little
and say
marshmallow,
marshmallow.
like an alien wearing a marshmallow with a tumor.
Those
Tumor,
eyebrows.
yes, for sure.
I can't stand those eyebrows though.
I mean, I appreciated the fact that he was going like really hard for
Yeah.
a look.
Yeah, he
And
was. I
Nina
actually
was like,
appreciate it.
"No, they're not attractive. They're
She was way too
cold
hard on
and
him.
evil and like."
What did she
they
kinda-
are.
She kind of made me mad a little bit.
What did she say? She
Yeah.
says your style or
It's like they have no
no
soul,
soul.
because
Like,
they look
ouch, that's
robotic.
harsh.
And I was like,
Well,
come on.
she said that the styling took all the soul out of the models.
I didn't think it was that over the top. I think it's just like you pick one bold thing to do, and the models are cohesive, and that helps bring together all these ideas. And I get it. It's like the samurai Japanese influence that he always designs with in mind.
Yeah.
So I don't get Nina's comments either.
Well, they keep this an anonymous runway show, like up until now. If you'd have seen the look on the left, wouldn't you, if someone had to make you bet a line on Vegas on it, like, wouldn't you say that's Brandon's outfit?
No, I think it's Kintaro because of the
No.
tumor. And I think I think that him and Brandon have similar vibes at times. I think that Kintaro just brings
Do you
more
think
of
that's
a
natural, or do you think that was learned?
both.
It
I
was
think it's
learned.
like
Both.
I think
I
when
think it's
you
both.
when you go on that show, like you find people with similar aesthetics and you bond with them many times.
did
So I think that they were just naturally gravitated towards
I did
towards
see
each other.
more like straps later on throughout the show. And
Right.
Kintaro's outfit,
Yeah, the
so
only
there
thing
was
I
a little
really
bit of
think
that.
similar is they both have like very sharp edges.
Yeah.
But like I really
Yeah.
don't see much more similarity in them because everything that Brandon does is super bulky, and a lot of the stuff that Kintaro does is like super wafy ballerina.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
like
don't
a
know.
lighter.
But I think with the layering too, and just kind of that sporty vibe.
Does have a hint at what he
that's
made
what
last
it is.
week.
Yeah.
It's the sporty vibe that's coming from Kintaro that's getting us confused, and we're comparing it to Brandon's because that's a lot of his like aesthetic.
Well, I gave it 4 stars because I just thought that leather spaghetti strap shirt and that pleated pants. Yeah, they definitely look like piano keys.
Yes.
That was just something else for me. It looked very like Maison Margiela. Just really, really liked it. But I don't know, again, when I go back to the styling and how hard Nina was on him, if Prada had put that down the runway, she would have been like, it's great. I love robots and aliens.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of feel like she goes whichever way the wind is. Like, I
I feel
can
like
never
they've just
really
been
know.
ripping Kintaro this entire season, and I don't really understand why. So
Yeah, I don't either.
or that like him and Brandon will make like the same look, and they'll be like, "Brandon, you're amazing. This is perfect." And then Kintaro, I don't think this is working for me.
Like, but it's the same pattern.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I edited his pattern.
yeah.
So, what do you guys give it?
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4 too. I just love the juxtaposition of like the 2 different textures next to each other.
Yeah, I gave this a 4 as well. And I could see, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I could see the cohesiveness in between these 2 outfits.
I could see some cohesiveness too. I really could.
Maybe with everything
I
all
think with
together,
everything,
maybe.
But
I like it.
I mean, I'm a
when-
fan of both of the outfits. I
I
don't
like the
know.
material. I wish it was like see-through or something.
with both
The
looks?
left one. No, I love
on
the
the
right
left.
look.
Yeah.
But the left look.
I love the
know.
left look. I really love both of them. Even the tumor. Like, it's just something that's like out there and different, and it's definitely Kintaro, so I gave this a 4
I
stars.
see it looking good like on a Lyris, but on a real skinny girl like
Lyris
that, I don't
would.
see that looking. I just don't think it's very flattering. Don't know.
I think it's more artistic though, and that's
Yeah,
why
Yeah.
She keeps calling him conceptual.
right,
Yeah.
sort of.
I mean,
Minimal,
I think
classic.
Super conceptual, but yeah.
I think the soundtrack inspiration was super conceptual, but like other than
That
that,
was
not
amazing.
really. I think he kind of knows what he's wanting to do.
Yeah.
And now we've got our last look for the night up, which is Ayanna's looks. And man, y'all know I hated this so much.
I hated this.
Ooh, that jacket on the left needed to be ironed and steamed. And I don't know why she's doing some distressed denim or whatever in the world that is. I mean, they said that it gave it like some soul or whatever,
Yeah.
That like brought me
But
back to high school.
but I don't know. Yeah, it was very like Urban Outfitters for me, like
oh.
in a bad way. Like, I don't know. And the right look, oh, I hated all the crochet on the top. And,
It's like
Oh.
a bee.
The second one looked like a nightie to me, like a nightgown.
Yes.
Like I would wear that to bed. The first one I did really like though. I love the direction she took with that, and I thought it was like, I feel like we've seen the jacket from her before, but the whole outfit was cool. How it was like
Michael
athleisure.
Jackson vibes.
biker jacket from
Yeah.
Ayanna. I mean, what? Like, I mean,
Right.
it's just I
You
don't.
don't know what you're gonna get from
don't-
her.
No,
Yeah.
that's the
really get
thing.
it.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
The second one to me, like the only word I wrote down for the second look was QVC.
Ah,
Oh, you agree?
Yeah.
that's a good one.
This- I feel like this whole collection's very QVC.
Is that a
Like
compliment?
Laura Ingalls Wilder, like Little House on the Prairie.
but to
No,
me-
it's not a compliment.
It is for those who purchase at QVC.
I was gonna say.
Their
Think about the
outfit.
people that buy the stuff on QVC. And it's like, I don't want those customers buying my stuff.
Right.
Like,
I
They do
disagree
sell a lot.
about the Little House on the Prairie dresses because I felt those looked more luxe.
yeah, I would have sent
But
one of those
I would-
down there
me
too.
too.
This
Yeah.
looks cheap to me. It's a total throwaway outfit. I would have kept the jacket look to keep like that cool vibe, and then mix it with one of the prairie dresses.
Yeah.
And then they would be totally intrigued and like, we don't know what to expect. And then
They
you
don't
know,
look like high fashion looks to me.
but
Definitely not
what
this-
looks like none of these look like high fashion.
mean,
None
these
of them
or
do.
Kintaro. So
I thought his did, yeah. And I thought Margarita's
I don't think it
bell
looks
bottom
high
one
end,
was
though.
super high end. No?
Those were
I thought the
Very commercial.
colors and the fabrics were
The-
really nice.
Yeah, the beating.
The beading
for me
is what
yeah.
made it
Yeah,
more luxe.
that would
That
easily
added that
raise
extra.
like something like $1,000.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know why they let her slip on in.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't say more about that second look. I feel like they didn't really say much
They didn't
about
have
it
much
at all.
to say.
I gave it 1 star. I just hated this look. The only thing I liked less was Kenya's.
I gave it 2 because I liked the first look. But that's
Yeah,
it.
I gave it a 2 as well. Damn it, she should have just gone with the dress.
I know.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Damn it. She should have gone with the dress.
I mean, she made it through, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, I think she had 3 dresses that kind of look similar, but
She
just
did.
the fabric was different.
Yeah, the first 2 she was going to pair together. I was like, why you want to send the same thing
Same
down there?
dress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I would have sent
It's like
one.
you're giving it all
but,
away.
Yeah.
I think she was lucky. Real lucky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what they were sipping that day, but it was sitting just right with
Sipping
them.
on-
I don't know. Definitely.
Sipping on
What,
tea.
gin and juice or something?
I'm gonna say sipping on gin. No, I'm kidding. Olga though in her live chat, she's like, Ayanna's 2 looks are cute and comfortable looking, but not earth shaking. She has a point though. There is definitely a market for her style.
There is. And
Yeah.
I think they want to push that, and I think that's why they made her go forward in the
Oh,
competition.
yeah.
I think
that's true.
Kenya's more marketable than Ayanna.
I do agree with
That's
that,
true.
though.
Both
I do.
marketable.
They both are, but I like Kenya's more.
I don't know. Ayanna is kind of like a wild card. I feel like some of her stuff is marketable and other stuff is like it's so all over the place. Like some things look way high fashion and then other things look JCPenney and then, you know, there's other things that are just like I don't even know where they belong. So I feel like it will be interesting to see the collection like come together as a whole.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I know. So do you think they'll change their like whole outfits,
Some of them.
right?
Yeah.
The ones that they showed.
The ones that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
showed,
for
yeah.
sure. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they're going to be bringing in the old designers that got kicked off
Oh,
to come and help them.
Um,
So, yeah, I gave Ayanna's look a 1 star. Just not sitting well with me.
Yeah.
2.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw the rest of her work in the workroom.
Yeah.
I guess, but based on that, yeah, probably 1.
What about the 2 of you?
I gave it 2. I was being nice.
I gave it a 2 as well.
Well, then we know it was a 1.
Or a 0? What?
I know. Well, I would have picked Brandon, Margarita, and Kintaro to go to Fashion Week, and they're all going. Being what I saw of Kenya's, I probably wouldn't have asked her or Ayanna. What about the 3 of you? What 3 would you have picked? I know we got 4, but if you had to pick 3, which they originally knew only 3 would get by, maybe a 4th if it was just wow, but.
Yeah, I like Kintaro. I mean, Kintaro just like, I knew, like, I would totally send him, Brandon.
Yeah.
It's easy, just slip in there. And then Margarita, I do like how she brought the wow factor. And then, you know, if I had to add a 4th, I probably would have, I mean, even though Kenya, she always has perfect construction, but she kind of, you know, didn't have that this week. But because of what I've seen from her in the past, I would have sent Kenya, I think.
Being what I saw, I don't think she would have won.
Yeah.
Like,
never
I'd
won
be
a
like, you're not
challenge.
gonna win this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
never
like,
won a challenge,
that's
which
crazy, but
which is
everyone
super
else did,
interesting.
so.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really weird. She never won a challenge, and I think they probably thought about that
I think they
when
did.
it came down to the final decision.
But she
too.
almost won with that blue dress, and then I thought she was the winner of that challenge. Like, I mean, I wanted her to be, you know.
She should have been the winner of the first challenge.
She should have.
I
Didn't Brandon
agree.
win?
Yeah.
Who won that one?
I can't. Probably
Mhm.
Brandon.
Yeah, he did.
Probably
Yeah.
Brandon.
What about you, Michelle? Which 3 would you have sent?
Definitely Kintaro.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard because I feel like based on those 2 looks, everybody picked such horrible 2 looks to represent their collection.
Yeah,
And then I
they
know
really did.
Yeah. And then I know I've seen the rest of it, so it's hard to judge. If I was just thinking on those 2 looks, definitely Kintaro. Probably Margarita, because I think they need a mix of different things, and I think she did a pretty good job. And then I like Brandon,
Kind of, but you have issues.
but I want to not like him,
Yeah.
you know,
I
because I feel like
know.
it's so repetitive for me.
I think you think that they give him way too much credit. when you feel like you've seen this stuff before. And
What's he gonna do next season? It's gonna be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Same stuff over and over again, and I feel like he
the
has
bag
more
of
potential.
1,000 straps.
Right. I feel like there's a lot of potential, and he really understands design, but yet he's not giving it his, full.
Can you imagine him with like fringe?
Yeah, or like.
Like just straps are fringe.
something-
Like
Oh my
Everywhere.
Yeah.
In the back, in the front,
just
in his
straps.
pants. Yeah.
But I mean, like, give him some fur, or give him some,
Fur.
No, you can't.
Perfect fur. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like something textured, something different than what he's used to working with, or make him do something out of chiffon.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah, I wanna
Just-
see them.
Yeah, we
Push-
haven't seen anything like
this-
that. Any
yeah,
light
push-
fabrics. They're all very
push
heavy.
the boundaries.
Yeah, they haven't been really great mentors. I have to
Right.
put it out there. Like, you're not giving them any guidance. You're not giving them any, like, you're not giving them any risk. No, it's true. It's like when week after week someone's telling you, like, you're doing good. It's like, so I guess
not
I'll
gonna-
stick to what I'm going to do, you know?
You're not gonna
And-
Well, I think Brandon was just kind of didn't really need a lot of guidance. I think they saw that he was giving them what they were wanting everyone to do, like a version of you every week.
But
yeah,
you don't
but
want to be
there's-
predictable, and in fashion you have to be consistently evolving, and I didn't see that happening.
Well, I think it just only time's really going to tell to see what he's like in
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
True.
So you got your picks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. That's it. Yes, I do. So I would definitely send Kintaro, Margarita, and Kenya.
Oh,
I
you
like
would not
to
have
see-
sent Brandon.
I mean, if I have to choose a fourth, I'd just
Yeah.
send Brandon. But I feel like, I don't know, like Margarita, Kenya, and Kintaro, like they grew so much from like the very beginning. And it's just an opportunity for them to showcase their work a little bit more. As opposed to Brandon, it's already a given. Like, we know what he's going to come up with, and we know he's going to do great things. But I don't know, it's Fashion Week.
Well, the definites go into Fashion Week. Brandon, Ayanna, Margarita, Kenya. Don't know if they're going to... Well, I feel like for sure they're going to have to make another outfit.
Yeah.
Something. Crunch time. We didn't watch
Yeah.
the previews for next week because we had to rush in here really quick because
It's a 2-hour.
2-hour episode
2-hour
tonight.
episode.
Yeah. A little long. Little long.
Really
A
long.
little.
Yeah, speed it up with the editing lifetime.
Seriously.
But we really enjoyed everything. Who's your pick to win, Hannah?
Ooh, good question. Kintaro.
Michelle?
Yeah, Kintaro.
Kintaro.
Oh.
I think Brandon's going to win, but
No, he's not.
I
He's
think,
not.
I
No,
think Brandon
I
will
don't
win.
want to say that, but like, I don't know.
Well, I think Brandon will win, but I'm rooting for Kintaro as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're all Team Kintaro.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Has that ever happened before?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we've
All of
ever
us
been
agreed to like one person.
Yeah, so I guess we're all going to be rooting for Kintaro next week. And we should have some special guests next week, too, which all pretty excited about. You'll just have to
Very
stick around and follow our Instagrams and Twitters, see if you can get any clues of what's going on.
Yeah.
So anyone have anything else to add? Looks like we're about done tonight.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I just hope that Brandon doesn't win. Sorry, Brandon.
Oh, he's such a nice guy,
He does
though.
seem like a
Yes.
nice guy. He really
Yeah.
does. I will give him that. But, we've already discussed the details. on
Yeah.
Brandon.
We're done.
We're done? All right,
With
you
him.
guys. Well, tell everyone where they can find you on the internet.
Yes. Hey guys, my name is Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _ and I'm also on The Voice after show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Michelle Uberreste, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste, and my website is michelleUberreste.com.
And I'm Hannah B. You can find me at Hanna BEE Tucker.
And as always, I'm Michael Shirley, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michael X Shirley, and catch me on Marvel TV News at 7 o'clock on Mondays here at AFTERBUZZ, or Marvel TV Weekly here on AFTERBUZZ. We changed the name of it. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Next week. Ah!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.